Okay, we have readies from both of our players, so let's get it going. Game number 1 is on the run. It's counting it in right here. It's 3, 2, 1, Tetris! DaAsiann with a couple early complications. Had to block the well with that O. Back-to-back long bars, you can't use either of them. Meanwhile, Atkoster is already 3 for 3 with Tetrises. DaAsiann still can't open that well. Finally got it back open, but had to take quite a few burns there. Atkoster still perfect, has to finally take their first burn. DaAsiann finally gets a Tetris on the board, goes to 58,000, but Atkoster gets another one, 93. DaAsiann very nearly misdropped that long bar, was able to make a final last second adjustment to get it over. Oh, Atkoster getting up a little bit high right here. Getting the pieces down, though. Tetris Atkoster, nice burn right there for DaAsiann with that eyepiece. Able to use that next eyepiece to be able to score, goes to 110. Atkoster is about a 35,000 point lead, however. They're getting another Tetris to increase that lead even more. Good triple setup right there for DaAsiann to be able to keep the board clean. Tetris DaAsiann goes to 44 lines, 139. But 39 lines, 168. Atkoster's got a pretty decent lead right now. Still pretty early, only about a quarter of the way through pre-transition play. Tetris DaAsiann, 165. But Tetris Atkoster of 215. As I mentioned, Atkoster an extremely consistent player, especially on level 18. In fact, in my server, Classic Tetris Wars, Atkoster, since the beginning of the year, has played close to 50 competitive games in the server, has only had one, yes, one early top out all season out of about 50 games. That is just ridiculous consistency. I'm not even sure if players is in like Dog or Andy or Eric or Fractal that level 18 is that consistent. Atkoster's got a great pace here as well. 64 lines, 306, 600,000 transition pace. Hey, Cobra, what's up? Hey, thanks so much for the bits, Cobra. Much appreciated. Atkoster's still on a big pace right now. 351, make that 374 at 76 lines. DaAsiann only one line behind, but behind by about 110,000 points. So almost a 5 Tetris lead for Atkoster right here. DaAsiann opting not to go for a super dirty Tetris setup. Wants to try and keep it safe. Takes a few burns to keep it going, but Atkoster scores again. 420 now. Hey now. Couple more burns, followed by a Tetris for DaAsiann. DaAsiann now with 295. Tetris Atkoster 445 at 91 lines. DaAsiann is still trying to fight as hard as they can here, but Atkoster is not letting up. 468 now for Atkoster. $100-line turn for both players. Both players even 101 lines. 492 Atkoster, 346 DaAsiann. So still about 150,000 point lead for Atkoster. Asian scores another Tetris, goes to 373. Atkoster's at 519, though. Atkoster continuing to just pour the Tetrises on. 544 to 116 lines. Make that 567 and 120 lines. The Asian 419,000 is having a good pace. It's just Atkoster is having that much of a struggle. The Asian definitely nothing to sneeze at in the game we're having right now. The Asian scores another Tetris, goes to 444. Atkoster gets another one, 590. Still has two more available. The Asian transitions 468. Atkoster 613, still has one more lot of burn available, and gets it to transition 637. Monster lead right now for Atkoster, about 170,000. The Asian is clean, waiting for a bar, gets it. Atkoster is not getting into any digs to give the Asian any kind of breathing room. Another Tetris Atkoster, 687. And another one, 714. The Asian is playing good. It's just, Atkoster is just playing lights out right now. Atkoster setting up a T-spin, gets the T-spin. And gets an O-tuck to go with it right there. Wow, that is a smart sequence there, moving the O over and not just trying to fill that. A lot of players would immediately just put the O and try to fill on the left side. Atkoster going right there shows why Atkoster is as good a consistent player as they are. The Asian in a slight dig here. Oh, misdrop for the Asian! The Asian is in full digging right now. The Asian needs a bar, gets the bar. Luckily, he was able to mitigate that damage. That could have been a disaster right there. But that's allowed Atkoster to continue piling on the points. Misdrop for Atkoster. That's probably Atkoster's first mistake of the game so far. But it's so far ahead of the Asian, Atkoster can afford this dig without too much risk. Tetris to Asian, 680. Atkoster at 820 is still ahead by 140,000. Almost out of this dig sequence, but the Asian is trying to catch up here. The Asian is capitalizing as much as possible on Atkoster's mistake. Gets a good spin there. Tetris ready. Boom, there's a Tetris to Asian. A743 has brought the deficit down to under 100,000. Atkoster is still trying to get out of this, but the Asian's getting into a little dig of their own right now. Oh, misdrop right there. The Asian needs another bar for the left. The Asian gets it and gets it over. Awesome roll right there. Gets another piece. Get that bar. Get that over. Now long bar dependent is the Asian. Atkoster finally almost out of that dig. The Asian did manage to take a little bit off the lead. Gets another Tetris go to 789. But it's still almost a 100,000 point lead for Atkoster. Atkoster's finally cleaned up. The Asian's going to need some 29 here to be able to stay with Atkoster. 915 Atkoster, 801 Asian. Atkoster has regained the 100,000 plus point lead. The Asian might opt to. Oh, the Asian ended up going over the L instead of with the T to set up for the dirty. I might have used that T that was put over to the left to set up for the dirty. Only going to get a triple there. The Asian's going to need 29. Goes into 29 with 828. Atkoster has the max out, A19. 180,000 points in the lead now, and still has two Tetrises available. It's going to make it that much harder for the Asian to catch this. The Asian's going for Tetrises. Ends up getting a misflip. And that's going to be it for the Asian most likely right now. Not getting anything else over. 840, the Asian is done. Atkoster goes into 29. 859. Blast game number one right out of the park with the max out. 220,000 point victory. Hell yeah. Game number two is coming straight to you. And it is coming to you live right now in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Asian's already starting off with little complications. Needs a long bar. Actually, going to be forced to seal and do a little improvising. The bar did not come. Asian might try and go dirty. Does not want to go dirty. Just wants to try and burn it down safer. Asian trying to get a little aggressive there and does end up getting the Aki bar on column 9, followed by the Tetris with the 53,000. Coster 71,000. Has already jumped out to an early 1 Tetris lead. The Asian fought very hard last game, I gotta say that, but got into a really, really rough big run. Unfortunately, was not able to make up the pace. Oh, the Asian is going a little bit aggressive here. Did not take the triple. Looked like the Asian was going to play a little bit of a conservative strategy in the early parts of this game, but ended up upping the aggression a little bit there, not wanting to cede anything to Coster, knowing how good Coster's pace is. The Asian set up Tetris for the Asian, but Atkoster got another one right before that. About a quarter of the way through pre-transition play, still an early 1 Tetris lead for Coster. Roughly simul Tetris from both. Both players ready. Another near simul Tetris both players. 1 line separating the 2 players and about 1 Tetris is worth of points. There's still about a true 1 Tetris lead. The Asian was able to use that long bar while the sequence did not let Coster use it. It has allowed the Asian to catch back up and get that Tetris. However, that one goes right back if Coster couldn't use that long bar. The Asian couldn't use that. Still a 1 Tetris lead for Coster. Very clean stacking. Tetris to Asian. Coster still not really ceding any ground here. Couple rough pieces coming in. Coster managing them well. Setting up a delayed burn instead of trying to go for a dependency. Still ends up making the dependency anyway, though, but gets a Tetris. Curious to see how Coster is going to approach this. Looks like Coster is going to try and build for a dirty Tetris on row 2. It's not going to just burn it down. There's schools of thought for both ways to try and do that. Coster maintaining the aggression, but ends up sealing the right side. Gets that Tetris after unsealing it. 293. 293 also for DaAsiann. Coster is 3 lines behind, so a very slight pace advantage for Coster. But DaAsiann is still right in the thick of this. DaAsiann building up a pretty high left. And a couple complications forming in the middle. Coster has jumped out to about a 2 Tetris lead now during that sequence of DaAsiann. Coster still continuing to build on row 2. Nice adjustment right there to be able to set up for that J. Oh, Coster, and could have moved that piece all the way over to the left. Instead, plugged the well. Slight mistake from Coster there. It's going to cause a little bit of digging. That was really high for Coster to make that mistake. Coster is in full survival mode right now. This is DaAsiann's chance. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Coster's got to fight really, really hard. Go, no, no! Coster's going to be a little bit of trouble right now. Coster hangs that piece. No! Atkoster has an early top out, and DaAsiann is going to take it. 378. We are tied. Wow. Okay, both of our players are ready right now, so without further ado, game number 3 is breaking free. What was once a best of 7 is now your good old-fashioned best of 5. It is coming to you live right now in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. It's going to be absolutely critical that Atkoster bounces back from that previous game. Definitely does not want to give DaAsiann any kind of leeway here. But it is 1-1 currently this set. Both players 3 wins away from Division 1 in Season 20. Atkoster stacking up pretty aggressively right now. Already had to take a handful of burns. Takes the safety triple right there. At this height, it was probably the smart move. But that bar is not coming. Finally going to come get that Tetris there. DaAsiann was not able to use it, so is able to use that. Atkoster's already opened up a little over a 1 Tetris lead on this. Despite the top out, Atkoster is not shying away from the aggressive play. And that's something you definitely have to admire about them. DaAsiann's still stacking pretty clean here. Takes another burn to open the well. Building a pretty sloping high right. Sealed the well here. This could be a little bit troublesome for DaAsiann. Needs a JL. Doesn't get either of them. Now needs another JL setup. Finally ends up getting an L. Well is reopened. DaAsiann opts not to take a safety double. Finally takes that double. And that could get another Tetris right there. DaAsiann goes to 128. Atkoster takes another Tetris, goes to 154. 152 DaAsiann. Atkoster is 4 lines behind. So Atkoster has a slight pace advantage. A little over a quarter of the way through pre-transition player. Both players playing very clean this game. Nice fits right there from Atkoster. A lot of players wouldn't see that. Most players would just try and stack an Akibar and try and build a really aggressive setup. But that puts you at the mercy of RNG. And to have the vision in this game, to be able to see a multi-piece setup like a Bits, and then turn it into a Tetris a few pieces later, that's what separates Atkoster from a lot of other players in this community. Even very, very skilled ones with high PBs. Excellent move there from Atkoster being able to see that executed. Hell yeah. DaAsiann 226, Atkoster 253, so still about a 1 Tetris lead for Atkoster. Atkoster's got a little bit of a mess forming right now, though. This is DaAsiann's chance to catch up. DaAsiann gets that Tetris and does catch up, only 7,000 points behind with a dead even 69 line count. Hey now! 2 quick Tetrises to DaAsiann. DaAsiann has the lead now by about 38,000. Atkoster still trying to dig this out. Oh, that was a bad timed S there for Atkoster. Atkoster gets a good timed L to be able to reopen the well. And there's another Tetris for Atkoster. Atkoster now goes to 289, but DaAsiann at 321 needs business here with a capital B. DaAsiann is not going quietly in this one. Does have a dependency, gets a Lombard to fill the dependency. Not able to use that Lombard to score a Tetris though. Another bar, of course, came right after that move to seal the well and make that burn. But nevertheless, Atkoster still trying to score here. DaAsiann getting another Tetris. DaAsiann still has about a 1 Tetris lead. 353 right now for DaAsiann, 359 at Atkoster. Both players coming up on the 100 line. Still pretty clean stacking overall from both players. DaAsiann opts not to take the safety triple with that first L, but takes it with the second one. Gets another Tetris, goes to 432. We are still almost dead even in score, but Atkoster is 6 lines behind. Hey, thanks for letting me know, Peppermount. I'll take a look at that. Alright, I lowered it a little bit. There we go. DaAsiann transitions 502. DaAsiann had to seal that well there, though. Does reopen it. Oh, misdrop for DaAsiann. DaAsiann managed to survive the misdrop. Currently 534, Atkoster 553. Atkoster's got about a 1 Tetris lead now. But Atkoster's board's turning very messy. Atkoster's got to dig this out. DaAsiann's board's messy too. Both players running into the same rough sequence in the RNG. Let's see which player is going to come out of this the best of the best. Nice spin up high there for DaAsiann. DaAsiann's fighting very hard, but Atkoster also fighting very hard. Lombard's able to go into the right side. Both players almost the same height, too. About 19.4 B-type height here for DaAsiann. Atkoster's almost all the way back down. DaAsiann's almost all the way back down, too. This is pro-grade digging right here from both players. Still got a little bit of a mess forming here. DaAsiann not out of the woods yet. Almost out of it, but ended up building it back up. Atkoster's still not out of it either. DaAsiann's a little bit closer to getting out of it than Atkoster is. There we go. There's a Tetris DaAsiann. DaAsiann 601. Atkoster 587. Atkoster's still trying to get this down a little bit, though. DaAsiann is CLEAN clean. Hell yeah. Atkoster finally gets the well reopened, takes a delayed burn, boom, gets a Tetris to get out of that one. But as the dust clears, DaAsiann has opened up about a 40,000 point lead on Atkoster. Tetris Atkoster, DaAsiann took a few burns to be able to keep the well ready. Gets another Tetris, 697 now DaAsiann. Atkoster is a lot of lines behind though, almost a full level's worth. But Atkoster's getting into another dig. DaAsiann is clean. Atkoster gets another bar down. 690 now for Atkoster. Ups that T in. Tetris Atkoster, 726, but 800 on the dot now for DaAsiann. Atkoster still a full level's worth behind, 10 lines. Both players simul Tetris, 6 lines behind now. Atkoster's still behind by about 75,000. DaAsiann maintaining the aggression. Getting O-bursted pretty bad right there, but they're able to get all the O's over. Boom! Slams the Tetris down, 907. Atkoster gets that Tetris back, 863. Atkoster's got 5 extra lines to work with here, and is only behind by a little over a Tetris. Going into 29, 945 is DaAsiann. Atkoster needs this last Tetris to be able to try and keep pace. Waiting for that bar. Gets it right there. 904 going into 29. Gets another triple right there. 914. DaAsiann 959. Oh, there's a hang right there for Atkoster. Atkoster needs to be able to get these down. Atkoster hangs another piece. That's going to be it with a 966. DaAsiann takes game number 3. Got the lead 2-1. Hell yeah. Atkoster fought very, very hard right there. Unfortunately, was not able to recover the pace from that dig that they were in for a lot of posts. DaAsiann gets the max out, already on level 32. Gonna finish there with a 1.024. Great game from DaAsiann. Hell yeah. Okay, both of our players are ready right now. We got 3 games in the books, and we got a 2-1 lead for DaAsiann, who is fighting to stay in Division 1. Is DaAsiann going to keep marching there, or is Atkoster going to level this up to a piece? Let's find out, because game number 4 is coming to your door. And it is coming to you live in 3, 2, 1, Tetris! Both players starting out perfect so far. No burns. 3 for 3 on Tetrises. DaAsiann has already taken a couple burns. Atkoster currently has no burns yet. Still trying to stay no burns as long as possible. That left side's getting a little bit high. This aggression can bite Atkoster a little bit. Finally gets a Tetris, but there's a hole on row 1. So the next longbar is only going to be a triple. Might have been a little bit too aggressive for Atkoster on that, but Atkoster's going to need to try and watch out for that in the later parts of this game. Atkoster does get a slightly dirty row 2 Tetris, though. Goes to 143. DaAsiann 140. Both players 29 lines, so pretty neck and neck early on. That O piece was not helpful for Atkoster. Getting O bursted pretty rough there. Tetris to DaAsiann, 211. Atkoster gets another Tetris, 192. A little over a quarter of the way through pre-transition play, but an early 2 Tetris lead for DaAsiann. Couple dependencies for Atkoster. Atkoster ends up taking the Tetris and finally gets the J on the left to fill that. Gets another nice dirty Tetris on the right side, 239. Takes a slight lead over DaAsiann. Has finally got the board back down. DaAsiann's going to be able to get another Tetris, so it goes to 259 and is clean. Both players still pretty close here overall in pace. Tetris at Atkoster, Tetris to DaAsiann. 3 lines separate the players, and DaAsiann has about a 1 Tetris lead. Nice sequence there with that delayed burn from Atkoster, followed by another Tetris, 61 lines, 286. 62 lines, 304, so DaAsiann has close to a true 1 Tetris lead now. DaAsiann 2 wins away from staying in Division 1. Atkoster 3 wins away from knocking DaAsiann down to Division 2. This has been a very tight matchup between both of these players. Just what we want to see in these playoffs. Hell yeah. Oh, Atkoster ended up putting that O all the way over to the left. I'm not sure if that was intentional, if that was a mistake. Probably a mistake if I had to guess, as Atkoster is digging right now. DaAsiann's efficiency is not something that Atkoster wants to take for granted here with any kind of digs. Nice sequence there for Atkoster to be able to mitigate most of the damage. But if DaAsiann has opened up about an 80,000 point lead during that. These pieces are not good for Atkoster. Still digging this down. Well is reopened, but had to seal it again. Just not getting the pieces. Does not go long bar flat there. Interesting. I might have gone long bar flat a little bit over on that side, but still ends up getting another Tetris as Atkoster. However, it's a 100,000 point lead now for DaAsiann. Hey, Cool Ice Age, Aaron. Great to see you. Always a pleasure. This is a hype match. Hell yeah. Another mess forming for Atkoster right now. And another Tetris to DaAsiann. Atkoster's still trying to get clean. We're at the 100 line turn for both of our players. DaAsiann's opened up almost a 5 Tetris lead now. 518 at 109 lines, while Atkoster 106 lines, 381. Oh, I thought I fixed those peaks yesterday, Dewey. That's weird. Yeah, you're the first person to tell me today. I thought that was handled. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, though. Yeah, you're right. People don't want to say these things. I thought I had that address yesterday. $614 DaAsiann transitioning really high. 504 for Atkoster. So DaAsiann still has a 130,000 point lead. DaAsiann stacking really cleanly over to the left. Koster still got that side blocked. Koster still got to be careful. Still can't get that side. Oh no! Misadjustments there for Koster. Gets a nice tuck in. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh! Koster, a T would be really nice. Oh no, that's it for Koster! And that is a 3-1 lead now for DaAsiann. DaAsiann 754 on 22 is good and is 1 game away from staying in Division 1. Hell yeah! All right, both of our players are ready right now. We got a 3-1 lead for DaAsiann. Match point. Can DaAsiann finish it off? Or is Atkoster gonna start the path to the comeback and try and force our way to another game? Let's find out, because game number 5 comes alive. And it is coming to you live right now in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Hey, LaFlaca420, great to see ya. First time chatter, welcome in. Both players off to pretty good start so far. Koster opening up an early 1 Tetris lead. Tetris for Koster, 92. Tetris DaAsiann, 74. Both players 19 lives. Still very early though. That was a rough S-piece right there for Koster. Making the best of it. Does end up making a J dependent on the left. Gets the J. Missed the adjustment to be able to put the O keys followed by the long bar. They have to take an extra burn, but still gets the Tetris for Koster. 190 for Koster, 174 to DaAsiann. Koster had to seal the right side. Gonna take a few burns to be able to reopen it up. DaAsiann's still behind by a Tetris though, despite that. Oh, this hole's looking a little bit dicey now for Koster. Actually, doesn't look that much better for DaAsiann either. Both players hitting the same rough piece sequence. Koster's getting cleaner a lot faster though. Still ahead by 24,000. Make that about 40, almost 48,000 now. DaAsiann's still trying to dig this down. little over halfway through pre-transition play. Both players very clean. 297 Koster, make that 319 with another Tetris. 258 DaAsiann. Another Tetris Koster, 342, but DaAsiann answers that right back, 281. So close to a 3 Tetris lead Koster has currently. Both players pretty close in lines. Both players clean, waiting on bars. $349 now DaAsiann, $388 for Koster. Koster and DaAsiann both get Tetrises pretty close to each other. So Koster is not ceding any ground here. What I've noticed throughout most of the set is Atkoster has had the better 18 paces in most of the games. But at level 19, Koster's been struggling quite a bit with digs. And DaAsiann's been able to make up a lot of the damage. Koster needs to be able to get everything under control because Koster has the match point against them right now. But if Koster's able to turn up the aggression at 19 with the edge of they have on 18, they should be in good shape to be able to try and make a comeback. Oh, Koster getting up a little bit high right now. Oh, sealed the well right when the bar came. Well is reopened, though. Careful here for Koster. Careful, careful, careful. Needs another bar. Finally gets that other bar. Wow, was that a close one. DaAsiann has managed to make up some of that deficit during that dig sequence. Only behind by about 1 Tetris now is DaAsiann. Koster's still trying to get out of this, though. DaAsiann clean. Boom! Tetris for DaAsiann, 494. Koster 498, 1 line separating the players. DaAsiann has climbed all the way back to make this a neck-and-neck game. About to go into transition in a few lines. Hell yeah! Tetris to DaAsiann. DaAsiann takes the lead off of Koster, but Koster takes it right back with that score. I got a feeling this one's going to get down to the wire. There's another Tetris for Koster. Koster unfortunately had to put that piece over at the side. Really no place to be able to put that Z. Back-to-back O's, 3 O's in a row, actually. Koster looking for a bar. Has to take a few safeties there. Still very neck and neck. 621 DaAsiann, 608 Koster. DaAsiann wins, DaAsiann moves on. Koster wins, we go to game 6. Koster seals the well, though. Not getting good pieces here. How long is this drought? Oh, misdrop from Koster! Ends up getting out of most of that. Another misdrop for Koster. Koster's got to focus here. He's got to totally focus because DaAsiann's in the same kind of trouble. But gets a triple and gets a Tetris, says DaAsiann. Wow, was that a close one? I mean, a close one. Hey, Miles, great to see you. Thanks for coming in. You're coming into the right place right here. Koster's still fighting to survive right now, but it is still pretty neck and neck. DaAsiann is clean, looking to capitalize. Koster is still in full dig mode right here. Could go dirty here. Option just take the triple instead of going super dirty. DaAsiann ahead by about 35,000, slightly over a Tetris, but gets another Tetris, goes to lucky number 777. Close to a 100,000 point lead now is DaAsiann. And Koster is still digging right here. Cannot get in a scoring position. There's a Tetris to DaAsiann. Looks like Koster's connection just went down. It's back up. It's back up. That's good. 757 for Koster. 844 DaAsiann. Tetris Koster 790. DaAsiann still clean here. Getting... Oh, misdrop to DaAsiann! Oh, another misdrop! This is big trouble for DaAsiann right now! DaAsiann trying to survive. Coster also trying to survive. Both players missed dropping. That's it for Coster. 793. Even with the dig. 855. DaAsiann is good. And DaAsiann wins the set. 4-1 and is staying in Division 1 next season. Hell yeah. Hey, you fought your heart out, Coster. You definitely fought your heart out there. Nothing to feel bad about. DaAsiann just really came here today. My mic's still peaking. I really thought I had all those settings fixed. I don't know why it's doing that. I need somebody to help me take a look at this. I adjusted a bunch of stuff on it. Thanks for letting me know, but I gotta listen back and try to find. Either way, thank you guys so much for playing. Definite pleasure to be able to commentate this. We're going to go ahead and rate Colin's basement battle. Yeah, keep at it, Coster. I got a feeling you're going to make another run at Division 1 soon. You are a very, very consistent player. Nothing to feel bad about. DaAsiann's a tough player, too. Keep at it. You're going to be back here before you know it. All right, we're going over to Colin now. Have a great time. Hell yeah.
You are just in time. This is a triple threat between Ian Keith, Louis Scooey, and Maestro. Welcome in, GD. So spoil it for me. Who won? As you type that out in the chat, we've got hover threes from all of our players. So here we go. Game number 2 coming straight to you. Count it down, Noel. In
3, 2, 1. Wisconsin.
Oh, man. Missed opportunity to say Illinois.
I know, I should have said Illinois, but I was like, Wisconsin.
So saying DaAsiann winning 4-1 against Atkoster.